like, well, I can give you a range, but then I really kind of want to see your home too. So on Sunday, possibly like based on my conversation on Saturday, in terms of like the ranges that I share with him, Sunday, I'm hoping to get a preview appointment with him. Because the weekend works better for him. So we'll meet on Sunday, hopefully get to see his house, get a better understanding of how much possibly we could list his home for, and then parallelly talk about seeing homes in Las Gatos. That's where he's looking. Currently in San Jose area, Silver Creek area, looking in Las Gatos.
Yeah.
Having said that, I was just like, I don't know if I'm like completely ready with everything in terms of my presentation, my CMA, like the tools and everything. I'm just still getting set up, and it's a short notice. I want to make sure I have everything buttoned down by Saturday so that I feel for the appointment on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. And is she going on the appointment on her own, or how is that being handled?
Yeah, I mean, she's already closed at least 10 transactions, so she's ready to go on her own, she's more just kind of learning our system and process.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
I think, my questions are really mostly just about systems and what you guys use and how you present everything.
Yeah.
That way I can, get everything ready to go.
Yeah, it's definitely on our tools page, we have the listing agreement, the listing presentation. Practice that so that you could see our different packages, things like that. This is going to probably be a 2-step appointment. Another thing that you're going to want to recommend is meeting with the lender, right? Just so they know what their new payment on the purchase is going to be, what they're looking at, how much will they need from the sale proceeds for the down payment, just so they have a clear understanding. But if you're already going to be there, you might as well do the full presentation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you, really quick, are you meeting the client in person or online?
So on Saturday, it's a phone appointment.
Phone. Okay.
Saturday is phone, and then he will give me a time for Sunday that works the best for him. So
okay.
At the home.
At the home, yeah.
Okay.
Sunday will.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about strategy, right? Because I think this is important. The Saturday appointment, I would use that to more build rapport and ask questions and get to understand exactly what they need, share who you are, build that connection, and push all the reviewing numbers and reviewing stuff to in person, because you're not going to be able to convince anybody over the phone. And you're going to be at a disadvantage if you start talking about numbers over the phone, because if you say anything that doesn't resonate with them, that might end that moving forward.
Yeah.
And so I would keep the Saturday call shorter, more as just like let's get to know each other, and set that up for the Sunday when you can fully be in person and go through everything. To me, that's going to be a lot better strategy to take this forward. Would you agree, Blanca?
Yes, definitely. Saturday is more discovery, gathering information. And then what you could also do is partner up with one of the lenders to give you an estimate of because you're also going to prepare a estimated net sheet for Sunday. Okay. But in your work, you're going to also see the numbers of what they would walk away with at the end of the day. Connect with the lender to give you an estimated payment scenario of what the new purchase would be based on the area they're looking at.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And this way you're giving them point A from their sale to now point B from what it could potentially look like on the purchase side.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is for Sunday. Like Enrique said, Saturday is rapport building, getting to know all the needs and wants and what it is. And then Sunday is the actual reviewing of numbers, the presentation on your listing, what package suits them best, what direction, the different services we can offer, whether it be the bridge loan or whether it be putting the market on putting their home on the market, because now you have the data also on the CMA. What's the days on the market in their neighborhood? So that'll give them a clear understanding. Talking about the rent back, it sounds like you already know about that as well, which is also an option.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if I've already done some of the questions, what else can I cover on Saturday? I
Let
don't
me
want to
show
be.
you, let me show you. I'm going to pull up our listing presentation. So I know Michael is getting you set up with everything. You should be receiving your marketing kit from us, which will have this listing presentation. And that has your photo and it's branded to you. But this is a really good spot in here on. So this is
Sorry
our
if I'm
presentation.
taking over too
No,
much
this
time.
is good. This is what this
Yeah.
meeting is for.
Mhm.
Because you're helping the other agents that are watching, you're helping them as well by them kind of understanding how to run these strategies as well.
Richa just talked to me about a possible client who has this exact scenario, possible sell to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the presentation, I'll send this to you, or you should be getting it from Michael today. But the part I'm going to go to is understanding your needs. So this right here is like, this can be a whole 30-minute conversation, just this slide. And what
Gotcha.
you're looking for is, why are you selling, right? What's the plan? Have you thought about keeping the property and renting it out? Understanding the timeline. What do they know about selling a home? Have they sold a home before? What do they know about the market? What challenges do they foresee, right? Is there anything that they're concerned with or any challenges that they foresee coming up? What matters most? Is it price or convenience, getting it sold fast, or is it getting maximum profit? What do they expect from their agent? Is there any way we can make this process easier for you? Right. So by you kind of going through these questions, it's going to open up the conversation and they'll get a sense that you really care about what's important to them. And then you'll be able to find insight as to how they're thinking and what solutions you can offer, based off kind of where they're at.
No, I think this is really good. I've covered some, but not all of it, and I love the different approaches and angles to this. I think putting all of this together and kind of approaching Sunday based off of this will really help. So, no,
Yeah.
thank you.
So even if you have some info ready, let's say you do have a CMA, right? But you want to give that to them at a certain time, right? So you want to say, hey, look, at first, since we're just talking, I want to get to know you a little bit better. I'm still finishing up on preparing my info. But
Mhm.
once we talk about these things, I'll be able to put together a solution for you. And then
Right.
when we meet on Sunday, I'll be able to go over everything in detail, right? So
Right.
that's how you want to position it, because you want to get the in-person meeting. If you don't
Yeah.
get the in-person meeting, your chances of getting this signed goes down
True.
dramatically, right?
True. True. No.
Because you'll win
And
them over
that's
through your
exactly what
personality
my
and all.
little bit of the nervousness was, that I was like, man, like I gotta crush it on Saturday so that I do get a chance to go meet him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is very helpful. One other objection that kind of came up during the call, of course, this is every seller, right? They think their house is the best on the block. They're like, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna pull some numbers and such, and I'll share the analysis with you. But he's like, well, I know what the homes over here are selling for, and of course, nobody's house has the upgrades and the remodeling and everything that I've done, so. Clearly my house has to sell for more. So I haven't yet looked up the numbers, but of course he wants the highest and the best, and thinks that his house is the best on the block. So
Yeah.
anything at all for an objection like that? Um,
Agree
just
with him.
agree with him.
Follow
That's
his
what I
logic.
did. Yeah,
Hey,
that's what.
Mr. What's his name? What's the client's name?
Anil.
Anil. Hey, Anil, man, that's awesome. It sounds like you have an amazing property. I can't wait to see it.
Right.
I'm sure based off what you're telling me, we'll be able to, get you a really good result. Of course, when I come out there, I'm going to want to take a look at everything. I'll give you some of my perspective and maybe some things that we can maybe talk about to get you maximum profit. But it sounds like, you have an amazing property. So I'm excited to come out there. And these are the things we'll be able to go over once we meet in person. Right. So just be agreeable,
Yeah.
your job
Yeah.
is to get in front of them, and not to create any sort of headbutting or conflict, on that first call.
That's exactly what I did. No, thank you. Appreciate it. If
Yeah.
anything else comes up, I'll reach back out to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look out for your marketing kit, and then I can touch base with you later if you want to kind of go over everything once you prepare it. But we typically will take the comps, right, or CMA, however you want to do that. We're going to take, our listing presentation. I usually have my laptop. It's all kind of digital, a bio sheet, some samples of our, marketing material or flyers, Net sheets is usually what we're taking on those appointments. You'd be surprised though, like really winning sellers over, it's all about building trust and rapport with them. Like that's the 80% of it, you know. They have the fancy CMAs and all that stuff. You're going to be surprised that most people don't care about that. They care about, can you help me get this done? And can you handle this whole process? And that's where your confidence and you building trust with them is really going to come into play. Right. Would you agree, Blanca? I mean, Blanca does a lot of listings. So
definitely. And Enrique's right. That's like the majority or the heart of it is connecting and having them trust you. Because if you don't have that, no matter how fancy your presentation is or how over the top it is, they're not going to give you the time of day. Yeah. So be yourself, be genuine, connect, address their concerns. And if there's something you don't know, be okay to say, you know, that's a good question. I don't know, but let me get back to you on it. Just know that they don't know that you're just making stuff up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
One other follow-up, do you guys have a specific way that you lean or not in terms of what all do you include in what you offer? Like I know a lot of agents will have like a list of 10 things. Oh, I do the photography, staging, cleaning, and maybe 10.
I'm going to send you a video that where I go page by page in our listing presentation, and that'll answer all that. Once you get this copy of the listing presentation, study it, and we have a whole slide just dedicated to different services. So what we do is we don't believe in a one size fits all approach. We believe in tailoring it to their needs. So I'm going to just go through this really quick. We have different levels of service, which are fully customizable by you. So you can play around with these commissions. But we have a silver, which is kind of some of your basic stuff. You have your gold, where we're paying for staging, inspections, additional marketing through our Zillow affiliation. And then we have a platinum plan where we're helping them remodel their property and do other stuff. And you get all of this thing. So it's more about finding out what they need, meet them where they're at, what's important to them, what do we think is going to get them the price that they want, and then making recommendations. And then we even have, like, if someone wants to give them a cash offer, we can do that as well. So it's not a one size fits all. It's a tailor the approach and see what meets the client's needs.
No,
I'll send this to you, review it, and it'll help. And I'll send you a video training that goes along with it. Definitely spend some time watching that. It'll just bring everything together for you. Sound good?
Yeah. No, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome, guys. Hopefully you guys watching, got some takeaways from this, because I know you guys are starting to get more seller interactions as well. But I want to go into kind of today's focus area, which is really just talking about finishing the quarter strong and setting up a solid January. And so I have a couple just notes that I'm going to share with you guys to kind of bring up the discussion. If you have a pen and paper to write with, definitely get that out, or something to write with, because we're going to be kind of talking about our pipelines today. But let me kind of just pull this up and go through the lesson here. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because right now, as we know, traditionally Q4 can be a time that either slows down for people, or it could be a time when you really pick up some steam and some momentum and finish off the year strong. And it's really up to you on how you want the fourth quarter to go. And so we want to help you guys build a strong, focused Q4 plan that avoids the typical Q1 slowdown and creates momentum going into the new year. So that's really what it's all about. Why does this matter, guys? Most agents, like we said, coast through Q4 and they're starting from scratch in January. That's not going to be us. We want to do something different. The top producers, right? If you're in this group, that means you're a top producer or you're an aspiring top producer. We use Q4 to stack the pipeline, right? Obviously close any current deals, but it's all about stacking the pipeline so that we, lead into a strong January. And we have to remember that January's income is built in October through December. So the things that we do today and the next couple months is going to dictate how we finish the year and how we start off the new year. And so I want you guys to, now a question that I have for you guys, right, is what does your January income currently look like? Do you have anything in the pipe right now that could close in Q1, right? Where are you at? So take some time right now, guys. If you have a piece of paper or something, let's think about our pipeline. Do you have anything that can close right now? Maybe let's just kind of go around the room. Do you have anything right now that you're working on that is going to push into January? Let's just talk about it real quick. We'll go, Junkie, we'll start with you. What's
Possibly two.
possibly two that'll roll over into the new year? Okay.
Not a
John,
thing.
what about you?
I've got one buyer that is looking for January. Wife's getting her PhD in December, and that'll determine where they're going to live based on her job. His cousin also wants to start looking. I'm trying to get an introduction and a referral from him. And then I have a listing, selling a buy, potentially first quarter. It might get bumped back into second quarter just based on what he wants to sell his house for, and he might need a little more time for appreciation.
Okay. Okay. So you got some stuff.
I got
in
a
the
few.
works.
I mean, I'd obviously like more.
Okay. Mark, how about you?
Kind of scrolling through my pipeline right now. I know I have at least two for sure sell to buys that, are going to take some time to kind of align their whole scenario. So that will probably roll into next year. And then I know I have at least a handful of buyers that, they're kind of casually looking, and I think they'll kind of come forward in the coming months. So, but yeah, at least two for sure sell to buys that I know will trickle out a few months.
Okay. Blanca, how about you?
So we're talking about Q4, right?
We're more thinking like ahead. Like, is there anything that you're working on that is probably going to roll into the new year?
Into the new year.
Yeah. For example, like if you sign a listing right now and you try to prep it and get it ready, more than likely that's not going to close until the new year,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha. So two listings for the new year and two buyers for the new year.
Okay.
And then for Q4, 3 hot buyers and 1 listing that's going to be going live.
Okay. We'll go over Q4 right now. We'll go over the now business in a second.
Got it.
Raising my
Richa,
hand for open houses. Raising my
Oh,
hand
yeah.
for open houses for your listing.
Definitely. Richa, anything you're working on right now that you think is going to push into the new year?
I think 3. One is pure buyer looking to buy in November, December. So that will go in, I think, Jan, Feb somewhere. Then the listing that we might have is going to be in November. Another one I'm talking tomorrow, which seems like he's a cash offer saying that he will buy this property for cash, but also talking about 1031 exchange. He has his home in Fresno. So I think pretty much 3 or 4 that will be from December to Jan, Feb.
Got it. Shri, how we looking, brother? I know you just got back.
Just going through some call session in the morning. It's looking good. I think mostly one sell to buy. I was trying to do this November. It might push to Jan just because of the tenant doesn't want to move out this year. So that might move to Jan. And I have like 2 buyers like who we are actively working. They might be pushed to Jan. I think so far it's like 1 sell to buy and 2 buyers.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. Amaya, how about yourself, buddy?
Hey, Enrique. So, hey, everyone. So, I have 2 buyers. Ideally, don't want to push them till Jan. But to be honest, this is really good learning. I have not created a pipeline which is 3 months away from now. So, I generally take up limited buyers or limited sellers and then close it. Like, love to close them quick instead of building a long-term pipeline, but learning something new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Okay, good stuff, guys. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, right? This is just taking inventory of kind of where we're at. So I want you guys to think about it that way. But as Amaya brought up, is we have to think pipeline, right? Like going from amateur agent to top producer. The amateur is just thinking about my 1 deal right now, whereas the top producer is thinking about my next 5 deals, right? Thinking in terms of 3, 4, 5 deals at a time. And because when you're doing that, then your approach kind of changes to how you're addressing these clients, how you're looking at your CRM and knowing when to step on the gas or knowing when you can maybe pull back a little bit. So pipeline mentality is what I want you guys to take away. Now we're going to dig a little bit more into the pipeline right now with kind of the next piece of the notes here. This is where I want you guys to now write some stuff down. So 3 different buckets that we're looking at right here is what's your now business, 0 to 30 days, right? So everybody write now, right? And then you're going to write soon, and then you're going to write nurture, right? So your now business, these are clients that are ready to write offers, ready to go live, ready to make a decision. These are the ones that need urgency, efficiency, and clear next steps. Your soon is anything that you're warming up. They're kind of still deciding, right? They're maybe 30 to 60 days out. You got to keep nurturing them and push them to the next step. And then your nurtures, those are the ones that are probably going into that January, right? Not urgent, but likely to move to Q1. That's going to require still follow up, but you're not necessarily putting pressure on them because you know they're in January. So I want you guys to take some time right now and write down just maybe the first name of the client. Who are my now, who are my soon, and who are my nurture? And think of your 3 buckets there. Anybody done writing? If you're done writing, just raise your hand. Give me a head nod. Okay. We'll give it another minute or so. And just keep it simple, guys. Just write now, you know, John, Sally, and whatever, right? Soon, nurture. This is your short list, right? These are the people that you know something's going to happen. Not all your follow-up leads, right, that you have in your system. These are the people that you know, like, okay, there's something's going to happen. Okay, so now my question to you guys, for the ones that are now and the ones that are soon, right? Those are probably going to be the ones that we're mainly focusing on for this quarter, right? The ones that are nurture, we already know, we already kind of talked about those. Those are going to move into next quarter. You're just going to have to just continue to stay in front of them. But now my question to you guys is, and we'll go around the room here, what's one thing you can do this week to move them closer to a decision? What's the next step they need to take so that they can move closer to a decision? So we'll start with Richa. So you're between your now and your soon. What's one step or maybe one thing they need to get them closer? So just give me the first name and just give me what's the one thing that they need.
First one now is Edward.
Mhm.
He needs to see the property. He has the cash to buy. So it's just about him liking the property, reading the disclosures, and agreeing that he wants this property.
Okay.
Mhm. From now to soon, I have 4.
Okay.
One is the listing, the Santosh. He has a tenant till November 25th that me and Blanca are working on. So we will be getting that listing as we have that in hand. Yeah. And the other one I have is Muthu. He is working on his down payment and he needs to pay 20% down and he wants his timeline to be November, December. And that's where we are going to go from there. And I'm trying to meet him before that and convincing him that, hey, you can put a lesser amount of down payment, but yeah, we'll go from there. The another one I have in soon is the Edward again, his property in Fresno, which we have to talk about, go and see and put it for sale.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
And another client I have is Ashwarya and Tanmay. They are from my sphere. They are also at the stage where they keep looking and they want to see which property they will like, and we are reading disclosures and so on.
Okay.
That's where I am.
Okay, so this is a good example, guys. We may not have time to go through every single person's, but I want you guys to think of it this way, right? Is let's get clear on what the action needs to be. So like if someone needs to see property, then that action means I need to set up a showing, right? I need to now get on the line with them, send them a few properties. Hey, let's go look at properties today. Let's go look at properties this weekend because that's in your control, right? The other one you had like getting the tenants out, that's not really in your control. You just got to stay in front of them. The ones that you need to meet with, like get that appointment set, right? Hey, you want to sell your house in Fresno or you want to do this, let's book a consultation, right? Let's book a consultation where we can go over the process, right? But I think it's just what I want to make sure is that everybody is clear on what they can control and what they need to now do to move that client forward, right? Blanca, what do you got?
For me, my now business is continue showing to get them in contract. They're pretty
Okay.
active. We're pretty much out there weekly. So we've done a couple shots on goal, but hasn't landed. So just continuing to show.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Excellent. Right. So it's very, very clear.
Yeah.
John, how about you?
I've got one now, and we're actually having not really an offer presentation tonight, but we're leading up to that. She's narrowed it down to 3 that she likes. She just takes time to process. She's very deliberate, but we've narrowed it down to 3. We've pulled disclosures. I've run comps on all of them, so we're going to talk tonight about all 3 of them. Hopefully, write an offer tomorrow, because I was trying to stress the whole. Let's not let another weekend go by when everyone looks at homes. Get more people out there to take a look at it. So I'm trying to kind of push her along without being too pushy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes asking the client like, hey, what do you need to move forward? Right? Like what is the next thing you want me to go over so that it can help you make a better decision? Right? Sometimes asking them, because sometimes we think like it's one thing, but maybe they need something else, right? Maybe they need to sleep on it. Maybe they're missing some information that they need, right? So I think sometimes just getting clear on what it is that they need can be helpful as well. Maybe it's just time, right? So that's something.
And this one, I didn't ask it in that way, but kind of did. And she's just like, I take time to process things.
Yeah.
Because we looked at homes on Tuesday. I go, so if we can get an offer in by Thursday, she's like, wow, that's fast. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is, but shit moves.
Yeah. So maybe just saying like, hey, now that we've seen properties, Mrs. Client, what I typically recommend is we jump on a consultation to talk about what it would be like to make an offer. You don't have to make an offer, but it's important to know what the process is like so that when you do find that right home, you're prepared and ready to know what's next, right? Okay. And so positioning it that way, what I usually recommend for my clients after we've looked at a few homes is now we explore what this looks like, right? And so sometimes just rephrasing it in a different way where it's like more education for them could do the trick, right? Because it
Okay.
seems like she's like, whoa, that's fast, right?
Yeah.
That can sometimes make it a little bit smoother. Jonky, you had some?
Yeah, just to add to that, another strategy that I have used, and it works quite often for me, is that usually when buyer is more at a stage where I need to process things, it's important to remind them that market does move quick. Just to remind them of that, I give a pretty detailed status report on where each of the listings are. I build rapport with the listing agent in a way that I can get as much information as possible in terms of, hey, how many offers do you got? What are those offers at? Like a lot of those kind of details, concrete details that they wouldn't get by just staring at the property on Zillow. A lot of the meat of where the property is really at helps them determine that, okay, you know what, I understand that you're not being pushy, but more so you're looking out for me. So you make a decision in a timely manner so that tomorrow you don't wake up and you're surprised that, oh my gosh, I didn't think the house is going to move that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just reminding them that you have their best interest and not really being pushy.
Yeah, that's great advice, right? It's just giving them some of the details, some of the play-by-play where you're just more information and it's not like, not pushiness. Hey, I'm just letting you know I spoke to them. This is where they're at, right? That's good. I like that. That's great advice. Does anybody else have any clients that are now in soon where you're not clear on what the next step should be to move them forward?
I would love to get any insight on selling a piece of land. I haven't sold any in the past, and I have a buyer right now. He's a friend, and he's looking to purchase a land close to Yosemite. He's seeing the property on Friday. Hopefully by Friday he'll make his way out there. But if it all goes well, it's a really small piece. I mean, no, it's not a small piece. It's a decent lot size, but is listed rather low because it has a lot, some concerns in terms of the septic tank and things like that. That can be too close to a creek. It's close to a creek, but anything at all in terms of if anyone's dealt with any land sales in the past, how to deal with those and things that I should be looking out for would be awesome. And when I get to that stage, of course, I'll need to write an offer, which I haven't before.
What's the price point on it?
Gosh, it is listed for only 20K. It's two pieces of lands, 10K each. I know, it's rather funny, 20K, but I was like, hey, any business is good business. I don't say no to anything, and it's a friend, so I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna shy away from this. I can get a piece of land as my transaction experience, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Enrique, can I go on this?
Yeah.
So because I dealt with it recently, that's why I was talking. So what's the motivation, right? What he wants to do with that land first?
My friend, he's a very, very outdoorsy guy. He's out in the woods, skiing. You name a season and he has an activity for it.
Okay.
He loves it out in the woods. He just wants to buy that piece of land and possibly build a cabin there for himself.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's
it's 20K and it's going to be mostly an all cash. He's like, hey, I'll just buy the piece of land and go park I don't think he plans on, and he comes from a construction background. He's an architect himself. So he's like, when I told him about the septic scenario and things like that, he's like, I've built homes before. I can figure this stuff out. So he's very wants to build a house from ground up. Outdoorsy guy, wants to enjoy the season in Yosemite when they're at different times of the year. So yeah, for 20K, 2 pieces of land, he's happy to buy it.
Then I think because of he's into already construction and an architect, I think he's mostly sorted because he know what he's getting into. Because most of the time when I spoke with the buyers, they look at the land because it's cheap and they can find a way around to build, but they don't understand building a house or anything in Bay Area cost them 400 per foot. When they made the math for 1,000 square foot, it will come to 400K, right?
Right.
So in this case, because of he's sorted, I think he's already into construction and architect. There's not much you can do actually.
Yeah.
And it's just 20K, so he can just buy it.
Yeah, super environment friendly guy too. Like he's like, I'll figure my way out with the septic. There's other ways we can go about it, and he just wants to look at the land, figure out. But of course, I want to make sure that I advise him in the right way too. So pointing out the green flags and red flags, regardless of the price
Is
of
it in
the.
the park and all those things that he needs to do his due delegation, whether they even let him do the cabin or whatever it is, those all the due delegations he has to do on
Yeah.
which zone it falls under? Those are the things he needs to take care of.
Yeah, no, I did. I mean, it already has power line and power and water line. He just has to kind of work with the city to get the permits and get that going. So I've done some due diligence and some homework on it. But happy to dig deeper once he sees the property on Friday.
Let me give you some of my advice is, remember, there is always the option to not participate in that type of sale, right? And the
Why?
reason just let me tell you why, right? Where my mind goes to is, if I don't know a lot, I don't want to take on something just because it's a friend and not be able to advise them the right way. So, because then let's say like it's 20K, it's a small deal, but you missed a big step in it because you just don't have experience with land. That's going to affect you a lot worse in the long run, especially if it's a friend, right? So I think the only way I would take that sort of deal on is, number one, if it's not going to take up a lot of my time, if I'm not going to potentially, cause harm to my client, but I would probably leverage the crap out of the listing agent, because they probably know more about the land than you do. I don't know. I'm assuming,
He's
right?
so hands off. She
Okay,
is
so then that's.
absolutely, yeah.
But if they knew more, then I would. If they were like, let's say like that's what they do, they sell a lot of land out there, then I would leverage them.
Yeah.
It's just not our cup of tea. Like, none of us here like sell a
Gotcha.
lot of land. I've probably done one deal in my whole career that was land.
Okay.
And I just, sometimes it's okay to refer them to a land specialist, and just say, hey, because this is not my cup of tea and I want to make sure you get the best service possible,
Sure.
I'm happy to partner up with this person. And maybe you still stay involved just to make sure he's being handled right. But
Yeah.
that's okay as well, right?
Yeah.
I just want to
Possibly
give you
just
some
get a-
things to think about.
Just
Yeah,
get a referral fee out of it or something.
yeah, because at this point, the 20K deal, it's not about the commission. You're not going to make
It's
any money.
really not about the commit. No,
It's
a
about you
kind
want to help your friend, right?
yeah, and of
So,
course it's my SOI, so I want to build on it. If it goes
yeah,
well, then I look for
he
more
might buy
business.
other properties with you, right? So that's why I think let's put the commission aside and let's just say what's going to be the best for the client in this situation, right? And if that means, hey, let me find someone in that area who sells a lot of land and just say, hey, I want to refer this over to you. You don't even need to pay me anything, because what are they going to pay you, like $400 or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I want to be involved and just kind of help my client out because it's a good friend and I want to make sure he gets taken care of. And if
Gotcha.
you can include me on the communications or whatever. I
Gotcha.
think that is going to be a way better experience for your client
Than me trying to figure out. I
than
was
you
like,
trying to figure it out and it derailing you from what
Yeah.
your core focus is, which is to close deals out here, right?
no, I hear you. I've been leaning quite a bit on ChatGPT, but I think I might just be better off finding an expert than ChatGPT.
Exactly. It's okay to, I mean, we should always stay in our lane, right? Like, stay in our own lane. We don't
Okay.
have to know everything. We just have to be really good at a couple things, right? And that's going to take you really, really far. That's my advice to you, right? It might not be what you thought, but that's what I would personally do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay.
Time is
We got a few more minutes. Let's move forward to the next part of this. Anybody else? Is there anybody else that's not clear on what they need to do to move their client forward or any of their now business forward? Okay. Let's see here. Now, what I want to look at is looking at our lead sources. All right. How are we looking at our lead sources in Q4? Because as we know, some of us may have some clients that we're working on, some of us may not. Some of us have people that are in further stages. So, right. So we want to leverage what we have in front of us and double down on what we know can either get us some quick wins or start setting us up for a pipeline, right? So your biggest friend right now, guys, is going to be Zillow, online leads, and open houses in Q4. Why is that? Because anybody shopping online, if they're saying, hey, I want to tour a property, that means they're looking to do something soon, right? Anybody who's coming into your open house, that means they're out there shopping. So I feel like these are the lowest hanging fruit if you're trying to get some sales in for Q4, right? And so making sure you guys are taking leads, right? Working the leads that you guys got. If there's any open house opportunities that you can jump in on those right now, because I think this will help you get some points on the board or some deals in escrow during Q4. Just because there's more action takers, right? Referrals and SOI, that's more like something we can't really control. We're still going to continue to nurture the people in our circle. We still need to continue to call our past clients. We still need to continue to leverage some of the team events we have, all that stuff. But these are something that it's really hard to measure, right? Like we can't predict how many referrals we're going to get. It's a lot harder, but you still want to do that. Social media content, guys. I think right now, if you're trying to fish out who the active buyers and sellers are right now, then your social media content should be sharing strategies that people can take advantage of right now, right? So if I'm going to create a video on social media or post anything on social media, and my purpose is to get clients who want to transact in Q4, I should be talking about maybe the opportunities in Q4, right? How to take advantage of the Q4 market as a buyer. That would be a great video topic to cover, right? How to sell your home more effectively during the holiday season, stuff like that, right? The hottest deals right now that most buyers aren't seeing, right? And maybe picking out some properties that just took a price reduction and featuring those properties or touring those properties. So you guys get what I'm going with, guys, on the social media stuff, right? Is that we don't want to just talk about general stuff. We want to talk about things that clients can take advantage of right now, because then that'll get hand raisers to come to you, right? Junkie, what do you got?
Any cold callers for expireds here? I mean, those are
I mean, we've done some.
low hanging sellers.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, if you want to cold call expireds, cancels and stuff like that, that is also a low hanging fruit, for sellers. So I would definitely do that if that's your cup of tea, to pick up the phone and dial. A lot of us just don't do a lot of cold calling because we have a lot of leads coming in. That's just to be honest, right?
Yeah.
And so like some of us don't have time to cold call because they're just getting lined up with showings and stuff from like the other leads that are coming in. But if that's what you want, if what you do, like absolutely.
I mean, I've recently I'm trying to get back into that. I was before, but hey, happy to be flooded with flex leads and see how that works out. So
I would do them all. That's what I would do. I would cast a wider net and just be strategic. Like, okay, maybe twice a week I'm calling, expireds or whatever, or maybe I'm picking 5 expireds and I'm doing a pop by. Most agents do not show up and knock on the door. They just try to call. Like, so you would probably be one of the very few who shows up and just introduces yourself at the door.
gotcha.
Yeah, that might be something you want to try. But I think we should all be posting content, guys. I mean, some of the stuff we already know, right? It's not like rocket science, like talking about, you got ChatGPT, that's your friend, right? So if you wanted to come up with content ideas. But I think a really good way to fish out clients who are ready right now is talk about like the hot deals right now. Like how many properties took a price reduction this last week, right? Feature a home, deal of the week. Hey guys, I want to talk about this deal. It's in San Jose. They just dropped their price by 100,000. This is actually a steal right now, right? Anybody out there who's looking to buy and looking in these areas, I have a whole list of homes like this that you can take advantage of. Send me a DM and I'll, tell me what zip code you're looking in. I guarantee you, if you post that, like a post just like that every single week, and you just share that to your social media, you're going to get people that reach out to you, right? And so we're talking about how to fish out the people who want to transact right now. Any questions, guys, around this? Richa, what do you got?
So when we are talking about the social media content targeting the buyer sellers, and you said that hot deal, so with the picture of it, or give me more idea about it? or just me talking about that property and asking for the DME for more information on
I mean,
address,
you could post pictures, you can have a,
pictures.
a screen share, and you're talking about it, right? Like
Okay.
you can do that on your IG.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily want to give up the property address because then they're
Yeah.
going to go look it up, but you could talk about, the area, the city, right? That it's in, or the neighborhood that it's in.
Mhm.
So this way people have a reason to call you,
Mhm.
right? You could even go tour a property, right? And say, hey guys, I'm out here touring this property in South San Jose. I wanted to come check out this home because they just dropped the price by $100,000. And this is a beautiful home. This is actually a really good deal right now. There's a lot of other ones like this. Let me show you around. Reach out to me if you're looking for the best deals right now during the holiday season.
Okay. Thank you. I'm trying to build my social media, so
Yeah.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Or even just the video of you talking about where the opportunities are right now. This, right? Like it doesn't have to be that complicated, but the whole point I'm trying to get at is you have to spread the word. You have to put the message out there, right? If you want to be the go-to person that people come to, you have to talk about what's relevant right now, right? What's relevant in during this time of the year, right? And how does that benefit a buyer or seller is what I would be talking about. If you're more on the seller side, right, you're trying to drum up seller business, talk about, hey guys, this is, if you're planning on listing your home in the winter months, this is some things you got to consider, right? Like that's a great topic to talk about, right? That'll plant the seeds with people who are thinking of making some sort of moves. So just to kind of summarize that point there, guys, let's make sure everyone is taking leads, right? You got to make sure you're on leads, right? As many leads as you can, because those are the people who are hot. Open houses, right? If you're not working open houses, like get yourself out there and work an open house. It doesn't even have to be our team's listing. It could be anybody at an EXP, even at another brokerage. If you have a relationship with somebody, right? Just be cautious of that, right? Make sure you're not saying you represent the seller. But I think anybody who shows up to an open house right now, would you guys agree that if someone's shopping right now, like they're looking to make a move, right? Okay. Any questions, guys, on like how to attack the lead sources during Q4? Okay. We're coming up on time, guys. So just a really quick wrap up. What's your biggest takeaway from today, guys? I know we talked about a lot of stuff. We kind of covered a broad spectrum. What's the one or two things that you got to like go away and now take action on? We'll just quickly go around the room.
I
Shri
like the
or Risha, go ahead.
I like the fact that the way you put now, soon, and then nurture within the hottest lead, like 5 or 6 we have. So I really like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So clarity on who to focus on.
Yeah. And the social content, of course.
Okay.
There were great ideas on it, how to build and how to get the client and put them to action.
Shri, what do you got?
Actually, for me, it was really helpful about that now soon, because morning I just started making my calls again because, as you said, I'm out. That really showed me the path again to just dive in, and I'm already anyway submitting offers for 2 clients actually. But apart from that, soon and nurture, that's what I just made the list whom to attack instead of just calling all my leads in my CRM. So that really helped me, and I already made a list to call right now after this call.
There you go.
Where they are at.
There you
Hey, I'm just making a notes on where we are at and like when you want me to reach out to you again.
Yep, absolutely. What else you guys got? Who else got something to take away? John, what you got?
Kind of along the same lines as Shri, and being able to prioritize your leads on how hot they are, and then continue to build your pipeline instead of, like you said, jumping from one transaction to the next. Think about it as more linear instead of just one-offs at a time.
Yep, definitely. Blanca, anything you could take action on right now or any takeaways?
Yeah, agreeing with everybody. What I'm kind of hearing is, having clarity for the next couple months, end of year, beginning of year, and just how to just really be present and stay on top of it, because that's really going to dictate the Q4 and Q1. And then the social media, some really good ideas there on what to post.
Awesome. And guys, remember this, looking at your pipeline like this should be something you do every week, right? And it could be so simple, right? Like none of this is complex. It's just stay consistent. You could just every Monday, you can do a now, soon, and nurture list, right? And because that it's a moving target. Some of those people are going to move into
Yeah.
different fields. Some of them that are now may tell you they want to hold off until January, right? So it's just every week attacking your pipeline with just knowing, okay, who do I got to hit now? Who's a little bit later? Because that target will change as you get more prospects, more leads that come in. Junkie, what do you got?
So I'm new to Follow Up Boss. Haven't particularly used it in the past, and I know there are some preset folders that somewhat move along in the same ways. But any Follow Up Boss experts here would love to kind of see how you guys manage your contacts and on a daily basis. Like if you have a system nailed down that I could take advantage of just as I'm getting set up. Love
Did you
that.
get access to our agent launch yet?
I did. I
Okay,
did.
because all of that is all in there. So all the
Okay.
training videos, I would just start from the first folder and just work your way down because we go through Follow Up Boss, how to attack your smart list. It's all laid out.
Gotcha.
There's probably like 5 different sections that you got to go through.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be your best friend right now.
Yeah. No, sounds good. I'm working on the Zillow training right now.
Okay.
And then I guess that's where I'll go next. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is since, you're learning a new way, right? So it's just patience. It's going to take some time for everything to kind of fit together. I know you're hungry and you're like, you want to hit the ground running, which I totally appreciate, but
Yes.
be patient with yourself as well, right? Like it'll all come together soon. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other takeaways? Mark, what do you got?
I think for me, it's just the same thing, organizing my follow-up, because I feel like sometimes I go into Follow Up Boss and I have a list of notifications and I'm like, those aren't really as urgent as like my now and soon lists that I just made here. So prioritizing my follow-up in order of what my now business is, and then going down the line of maybe like later business follow-up in that order. So I think writing it out physically was helpful.
Nice. I think that seems to be the takeaway for most of us here. It's just keeping it simple, right? Follow Up Boss is great, guys, but when you have like 200 leads, sometimes it does get a little crowded. It gets a little messy. So just having the quick back of the napkin, like these are my 5 hot ones that I got to attack. Like it's simple, it's old school, but it's very effective, right? It takes the complex and it turns it into simple. And that's one thing that I want to end with, guys, is that if you want your business to continue to grow, you have to keep it as simple as possible, right? Anything that's really complex where there's too many steps, you're going to tend to avoid some of those steps. You're going to tend to avoid even doing it, but keep it simple, guys. That's how you create consistency, right? Just something that you could just stick to on a weekly basis. That's going to pay a lot of dividends in your business going forward, right? Amaya, last but not least, brother, you got anything? And then we're wrapping up.
No, Enrique, almost same pipeline mentality and get my ass back on social media.
Let's go. You were crushing it with social media, man. So
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
I'm planning to get it back this week, and I'm starting creating content again.
all right, let's do it, man. All right. So it sounds like everyone has some clear instructions, clear direction. Appreciate all you guys. Reach out to me if you need anything. I'm here to help, but let's attack it, guys. Let's get after it.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
one.
All right. Later. Have a great day.
Hey, Enrique, quick question.
Yes.
So